Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Shaw TV's Jay Williams and I'm at the Graffiti Gallery right now with my new best friend, who maybe doesn't know she's my new best friend, but she is, Katrina Mendoza. We're talking about an exhibit that you are curator of called Binhi.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So Binhi is about growing up Filipino and Canadian at the same time. And a lot of the work has to do with identity, family, and like the popular media that we associate with being like Filipino.
And why was this an important topic to tackle?
Because I felt it was important because a lot of young Filipino-Canadian artists in Winnipeg, they don't really know each other. So I sort of wanted to bring them together to meet each other. And also I want older generations and the even younger generations to get to know them too.
Very cool. How did you get into art? You're a fine arts student at the U of M.
Yeah.
How did you get into doing this kind of thing?
Well, basically, it's just when you're in your 20s and 30s, like, because those are the ages of the artists in the show. That's a time when you're like sort of wondering who you are and what's your place in the world. And so like I was in that position too. And part of learning about my heritage was meeting these people and bringing them together to create something that we could share with others.
Cool. So we're going to talk to some of the artists right away. But if anyone wants to come and see the artists talk about their works, there is upcoming on the 27th, there's going to be an artist talk here at the gallery?
Yeah, it's on the 27th of June, that's a Wednesday, and it's at 7 at night. So the artists will be talking about their pieces, and you can meet them and get to know them. It's pretty informal, and it's free and open to the public, so everyone is welcome.
Awesome. There you go. You have no excuse not to go. So we're going to talk to some of the artists about their works. But first of all, you've got a work on display right now. Why don't we talk about that?
This piece is about my dad. He's a grocery store cashier. He used to be a high school drafting teacher in the Philippines. The piece is about how work ethic is connected to the uniform. And he carries himself with the same discipline that he did when he worked as a teacher. And so he's not letting go of that. It's like his own roots. He's not letting go of that. And that really means a lot to me, and I take a lot from that.
Hello, my name is Michael McGary.
Yeah, Michael, tell us a little bit about the piece.
Well, this is a painting I did. I just tried to take images and just things that are weird, but somewhat kind of connect me to the Philippines and through my past experiences, and just put them onto a canvas and, yeah, just make sure it kind of visually interesting. The toothpaste is kind of like a funny story. Here we used to send boxes of like goods and stuff to the Philippines that are pretty expensive over there, but pretty cheap here in Canada. So toothpaste was one, and me and my family just hoarded toothpaste throughout the whole year and sent it to the Philippines for like a nice surprise for them. To me, just looking at old photos from the Philippines and not even knowing who they are, it's kind of interesting. They're probably part of your history, but you don't really know all that much about them. I think that aspect is very interesting.
I'm Alan, and my piece is called My Elder, and it's pretty much testimony to my grandfather. It was pretty much about how my grandfather kind of influenced me in the way I've kind of handled myself. My grandfather is in like a traditional style, just to kind of, because he was a craftsman, I guess you can say, and he kind of built a lot of stuff by hand. And I kind of wanted to keep it in that kind of general area. And the background is more graffiti, the medium I like most. And I just wanted to do a balance between the two to show the connection between me and my grandfather.
These pieces are just more, it's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek of Filipino paraphernalia that usually come from the Philippines but still translate here in Canada with our family. This one here, it's called Toyo. It's, I guess, a traditional Filipino breakfast item. Here in Canada, I guess Canadians wouldn't really want to eat something like this. It's kind of stinky. When you cook it, it makes the house smell really bad. But it's something that it's been ingrained in my life and my cousin's lives, my sister's. And yeah, it's something we enjoy for sure. The karaoke, it's something like really Filipino, and it's not just Filipinos, a lot of Asians enjoy karaoke, but Filipinos seem to pull it out whenever we have people over. There's always food, and it's something we definitely enjoy a lot.
Hi, I'm Joy Belmana, and these are my pieces.
Okay, tell us about them and why you chose to make these particular pieces.
These are childhood photos of mine, and I happen to be half Filipino and half Ukrainian, so I'm pretty different than everybody else in the show, I guess. And basically, they're about me growing up as a in a Ukrainian household with Filipino aesthetics. I mean, my mom cooked Filipino food, but she was full Ukrainian, and it was an interesting kind of lifestyle that I lived. It was pretty different. So for most people, a lot of it is about self-exploration and trying to find yourself, really. And I've had like this kind of almost identity crisis growing up. Like, who am I? Am I half Filipino? Am I half Ukrainian? Does it make a difference? And it does. It impacts you a lot when you're growing up. But I mean, it's obviously impacted me in a pretty positive way. Whereas now I get to make art and talk about really who I am and try to figure myself out, and it's awesome. I haven't really gotten into like myself or my cultural identity for the most part, but it helped going back and looking back at like these moments that like as someone who's half Filipino and half Ukrainian, like pretty different experiences, and it's nice. It was good.
All right, so now that people have gotten a really good taste of what they can expect, if they want more information or have any questions, where can they go? What can they do?
They can go to the Graffiti Gallery website. That's graffitigallery.ca, or they can email me. That's kmmmendoza@live.ca.
Awesome. Well, Katrina, thank you so much for talking with us today, and best of luck with the exhibit. High five. For Shaw TV, I'm Jay Williams.